at UiPath. I've been with UiPath for the last 4 years now. So today's agenda is to, build a coded agent. So we will help you all build your first coded agent today. So Ganesh, can you bring up the agenda page, please? So I'll first speak about what all we are going to cover, and then I'll also let you know about the prerequisites. I hope everybody has laptops and also Python installed. Yeah. So this is the agenda, right? So why coded agents? What is the life cycle of an agent? And how are we going to make use of modern agent frameworks? And then, so today to build our first coded agent, right, we will use UiPath SDK. And how we make use of it, we will see that in, with a real example. And then, yeah, we will give you the code as well so that you can also build along with us. And the prerequisites, right? So if everybody has your laptops and Python installed, probably you can all create a folder with, a first coded agent or something similar to that. And then I hope you all have VS Studio or an equivalent IDE. So today the preferred is VS Code. We are going to make use of VS Code in this session. So now we will show you how you can, install the UiPath SDK and then make use of it. Pranit, would you mind sharing your screen, please?
Yeah, Mamata.
Yeah, so please go back to the folder and then, yeah, you can choose any folder and then create a folder called Coded Agents or My First Coded Agent. And then go to your VS Code. Click on Open Folder. And then choose the folder that we just created. Let's wait you off for some time, Pranit, so that everybody is doing this. So we want to, install the SDK even before covering the PPT because, even before covering the content because it takes some time so that we are not wasting any time. So meanwhile, we go through the content, this will get installed. As soon as this is installed, we can start with building our agents. Okay. I hope everybody is following. If you have any questions, you can put that in chat. Oh, yeah, giving thumbs up is also fine. Right. So now as soon after you open it, you can open a terminal. So to open the terminal, you see those three dots on the top. You click on that, click on terminal and then new terminal. That gives you this. Okay. So once you have it, you can start creating virtual environment. To that, we use a command Python-m virtual environment and then we give the name .vnv. And then hit enter.
I'll just ping this command in the chat.
Yeah, please. So as soon as you hit enter, it will create a .vnv. You can see that in your Explorer on the left-hand side under your My First Coded Agent. Yeah, you see it. So it will create a virtual environment. So after you create virtual environment, you will have to activate it. Praneeth will also post that command in the chat. Okay, so After you create the virtual environment, please do activate it with this command. So it takes a minute or so. Let's give it a minute so that, this is created and then we can activate it. So there is a documentation available, UiPath's official documentation for the SDK. You can all refer to that as well. We will put the link here. Probably I can put this link here. So you'll see all the commands there.
It's taking some time.
Pranit, meanwhile, you can put that command to activate in the chat so
Yes,
that people
I,
who are already done with this can
I already,
activate it. You already did?
yes.
Cool. Okay, so whoever has
Okay.
created this, right, you can use this to activate. Getting this
I
error.
think if there are any scripts issue, right, I think we have to execute this policy just to bypass it.
Yep, set
Please
execution
use this
policy.
command. Yeah.
This bypasses your execution for policy if there is anything. So you will get an error if it is active while you are trying to activate the virtual environment that has been created now.
It still take time.
Pranit, let's also put the documentation link here.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the link. You can access this for all the commands that we are using in this session. Okay, so whoever has activated, right, you can start installing the UiPath LangChain uh, using pip install UiPath -LangChain. I've
Let
put
me
this in chat. So after you activate your virtual environment, you can install UiPath LangChain package. Yeah. Getting this error, Python was not found run without. Yeah, so this you get this error when you know when your Python path is not added to environment variables, or there is something called app execution aliases. You can search for that and then you can disable that for Python. Mm, my environment and then pip install UiPath. So this installation takes some time. I see people getting error as no module named V and V. Did you create virtual environment? No, it's not VE and VE, no? Please see if you're using the right path. So before you activate, you will have to create the virtual environment using Python -m VENV space dot, you give the name dot VNV. Okay. Yeah, I see one. How to activate. Okay, so I'll put the command here again. Uh, so it's on the screen. Praneeth, go to the documentation page. So this is how you activate it. So this one dot VNV bin and then activate, or no, sorry, VNV scripts activate. Yeah. No, my project TUML found in current directory or any parent. This documentation link has been already shared. Getting started with SDK. I'm putting it here again in the chat. Okay, so for the people who joined little late, right? These are the steps. So first you'll have to create a folder, open it through VS Code or any editor of your choice. But we are going to make use of VS Code throughout the session. And then you click on go to the folder and you choose that folder. Then you'll have to uh, create a virtual environment using the command that you're seeing on the screen. So you can refer to this documentation. It's Python -mv and v.venv. It creates a virtual environment. After that, you will have to activate it using script/activate. Once you activate it, you can install UiPath -langchain. I hope everybody is following. Great. You don't really have to write the source, Mayank. So it's only .v and v bin and activate. That should work. Okay, so if everybody is done with this, right? Meanwhile, it installs. Uh, I hope everybody has access to the cloud. If not, we can create a new organization for ourselves in your iPad cloud so that you'll be able to run this agent that we are going to build. Yes, recording will be shared. Okay, so we will show you how you can register in cloud, how you can, create a new organization. Pranit, can you go back to Edge and then open this? Also put that link in chat. So we know LangChain takes some time. That is why we wanted all of you to do this first. So meanwhile it installs, we can go through the content and then come back to this to build our agent. Okay, you can take
With
your
the
time. It takes some time. It's okay. We are not going to start with the demo right now, so it's fine even if it is not installed yet. So you can all use this link, continue with your iPad, and then choose enterprise trial. Make sure you're using your work emails. Yeah, you have to click try it now on the enterprise trial, and then it will take you to this page where you can choose create new organization, and then you can give country region as India, and then choose the state. You can give the organization name. So it can be anything. This is important, right? In the next page, you will see data storage region. Make sure you are not selecting India. So it should be either Europe or US. Okay, this is important. And then you click on create organization. It will create an organization for you with some platform units so that you'll be able to publish your agent that you're going to build and also run that.
Can you talk about data storage region?
Sorry.
What exactly is data storage region?
So whatever data that we are going to upload or use on this cloud, right? Where is it going to store? It's like a server. So we'll have the servers. So we have Europe server, US. So where is this data going to reside? Whatever data that you're going, let's say if there is a data service entity that we have, and if we are adding data there, so that is what it is.
Is it mentioned in the terms at the bottom of the page next to
Sorry, come again.
language? I mean, the details mentioned at the terms. I mean, you can see terms and privacy at the bottom, right? Is this mentioned? I mean, how does it work?
That I'm not sure. You can
Okay,
check
we'll figure
that,
it out.
but yeah.
Okay.
And why exactly we have to select only Europe and US?
Because the LLM calls that we are going to make, it is not supported with India. That is why we want you to choose Europe or US.
Okay, thank you.
Could you please repeat this? Where should I come? How should I come to this place of? Yeah.
Registering on cloud.
Yes. Yes.
Sure. So you can access the link that is shared in chat and
Mm.
then choose enterprise trial.
Uh, I'm Mamta Ankit this time. Mamta, can we use our existing organization
Yeah, you
cloud?
can. So people who do not
Mhm.
have a cloud, right, they can register.
Okay,
But if you already have it, then you don't really have to do this.
okay.
Yeah, can you please share the link again on the chat box?
Yeah.
Mamta, so I already have this UiPath Cloud RPA,
Okay.
but do I need to change the region? I'm not sure which
You can check. You can
region
log into the
is
cloud and then click on the tenant. It will show you the region there.
when I have created.
Uh, uh, Praneeth, can you go to your cloud and quickly show how they can validate it? Go to the default tenant and then
Yeah, here you can see the organization. Sorry, the data residence region.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Mother you can
okay,
take it, right?
so Yes, so now I'll hand this over to Aditya. He'll take you through the contents, about why we need coded agents and what are the frameworks that we are going to use and all of that. Aditya, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Mamta. Mm. So, thanks for everyone for joining us on today's hands-on workshop on building your first coder agents using LangGraph and UiPath SDK. And my name is Aditya Balla, Associate Product Support Engineer, and with my co-facilitators, Mamata, Praneeth, and Ganesh Mathu. So let's before getting into the technical part, let's just see what will cover in today's workshop. So we'll first understand what and why is coded agents, and we'll understand the life cycle of coded agents, and also we'll also look at modern agent frameworks, which are basic building blocks to create agents, and then we'll have a deep dive of UiPath SDK, and at the end we'll wrap up with a demo and use case of everything of seeing everything in action. So let's get to the big question: why coded agents are changing the game of the automation? So far in the traditional automation, we have seen, we have utilized, visualized tools such as Studio to drag and drop activities to build robotic process automations. And then we have also recently introduced agent builders, which you can leverage to build agents, which in terms helps with your complex use cases and operations according to your business requirements. So, what exactly is a coded agent? So, to by definition, coded agents is an intelligent AI-powered automation built using programming languages, such as Python or JavaScript, that gives you complete control over logic, integrations, and behavior of your agent. Look, if you look at the core characteristics of coded agents, they are written in code, leveraging the power of programming language, and it gives you full programmatic control over the state, logic, and the integrations that your agents will use. And just like any other standard process, you can deploy it to UiPath cloud platform and integrate it into your folders or into your automations. It also integrates with LLMs, databases, APIs, and UiPath services. So now let's just see what coded agents offer more than traditional agents. Okay, coded agents offer you more better complexity handling and faster iterations in the development speed. It also let you integrate into APIs or databases, and it also gives you a space for implementing your custom logic in agents error handling also. And you have better control over the states of your agent with the use of state graph. Since you are building your coded agents in your IDE, you will have a better visibility of your execution of your agents, and then which in terms gives you more space for debugging. So to understand how these coded agents come to life, let's walk through the life cycle. Uh, in life cycle of coded agents, we have four phases or stages. Is the first one is define your agent logic in your IDE using programming language, and then establish connection to UiPath platform. And then once you have built your coded agents, that you can deploy it to your UiPath orchestrator, and at the end, run your agent on UiPath orchestrator. So let's understand each phase closely. As this coded agents lifecycle closely mimics the standard UiPath automation development. In the first phase, you have to define your agent's logic. In this phase, you will leverage the power of your programming language and implement your agent's logic in your IDE. And this is similar to designing a workflow in Studio. And in the next phase, you have to establish connection with UiPath platform. You have to configure your organization URL and secure authentication test personal access token, which enables the communication between your code and UiPath platform. This is exactly similar to connecting your studio to orchestrator. And in the third phase, uh, is to deploy your agent to orchestrator, where once you have built and once you have implemented your logic in your IDE and you have executed your agent, and if you think you're good to go, you have tested it out, your agent, and then, once everything is perfect, you can pack it as a package and then publish it to orchestrator. This is exactly similar to publishing automation project from studio to orchestrator, and in the end, running your agent. This is, as I told you, this coded agents is similar to any other standard process or package in UiPath Orchestrator. You can schedule it, you can trigger, and you can execute your agent just like any other standard process. You can integrate it, this coded agent into your folders, and you can integrate this coded agent into broader automation projects. So, what frameworks power coded agents behind the scenes? Now, I'll hand it over to Ganesh to continue with the rest of the PPT. He'll explain agent frameworks and UiPath SDK as well. Here you go, Ganesh.
Yeah, thank you, Aditya. Now we'll see about agentic frameworks. Agentic frameworks are like tools or libraries which helps to build AI agents. We have modern agentic frameworks like LangChain, LangGraph, LangSmith, and Llama Index are widely used in UiPath coded agents due to their complementary strengths in building, managing, and deploying AI agents. Let's see about each framework in detail. Now, first we'll talk about LangChain. LangChain provides a modular framework for building LLM-powered agents, which offers components for prompt management, chain construction like a structured sequences, and a memory capability where agent can remember the past conversations like buffer memory, and it can also integrations with external data sources like files, databases, and tools like web search. We'll see about another framework, LangGraph. LangGraph builds on top of LangChain, which enables to design and execute more complex and multi-agent workflows. It is a graph-based control where we can define nodes as a steps and edges as a transitions. To say LangGraph is a combination of LLM reasoning, workflow orchestration, plus state management. Let me give an example. Suppose we have three agents, search agent, summarize agent, and reviewer agent, where input will pass to research agent, then research agent will pass to summarize agent, and from summarize agent to reviewer agent, then we'll get an output. It's a kind of a flow, like a flow chart or like a workflow. We'll see about more about LangGraph in demo. Now we'll discuss about another framework, LangSmith. LangSmith is a platform for debugging, evaluating, and monitoring the agents which we use to build with LangChain and LangGraph. It helps to track and visualize every prompt, input, outputs, and intermittent steps. And it can also evaluate accuracy and can help in debug issues in multi-step agent workflows. Examples like we can see each LLM call and agent decisions. Now we'll discuss about Llama Index. Llama Index is a data orchestration framework. It specializes in connecting LLM to data sources like private or enterprise data sources in a structured way. If we see core components of Llama Index are data connectors, loaders, and retrievers. And it also create a searchable structure like indexing. These are the modern agentic frameworks. If we look into a high level, LangChain is for reasoning, and LangGraph is for workflow, and LangSmith is for monitoring, and Llama Index is for data source. Now we'll see about UiPath SDK, which we'll use to build agents. UiPath SDK. Suppose if we have these are the languages that are supported currently and which are continuously increasing. Now if we see into Python, it features a CLI for creation, packing, and deploying agents to UiPath platform, and also provide an programmatic interaction with UiPath sources like processes, SS, and buckets. If we look into Python with the LangGraph, it enables developers to build and deploy LangGraph agents to the UiPath platform. And it also provides human in loop through Action Center. If we look into Llama Index, it enables developers to build and deploy Llama Index agents to the UiPath platform, and it to provide a human in the loop with UiPath services. Now we'll see about prerequisites are required for UiPath SDK. For UiPath SDK, we require following prerequisites, which we have already discussed in the previous. The Python 3.10 or higher, and pip or UV package manager, an IDE like VS Code, and we need a UiPath cloud platform, or else staging also, anything is fine. Now let's see a commands to create virtual environment, which we have created previously in the prerequisites. Creating virtual environment. We will use the following command, python -m venv, this command to create virtual environment. First, we see what is the need to create a virtual environment. Virtual environment is needed for isolation, reproducibility, and easily sharing. And once after running this command, we'll get a CA folder .venv folder that depends on the name that you have provided, and which contains lib, scripts, and include folder. And inside the scripts folder, we'll have activate and deactivate scripts or bat files. And we have to run the following command .venv scripts activate to activate the virtual environment. And we have to run the following command python -m pip install to install pip, which we'll use to install packages. And run the following command pip install UiPath to install UiPath packages. Let's see whether the packages were installed or not. So we'll use the following commands. We'll use UiPath -version. By running this command, we can see whether the UiPath package was installed or not, and it can also display which version it was installed. Once after we building the code, and if we want to connect to the cloud or staging, then we will run the command UiPath auth. If you want to connect to the staging, then run the command UiPath auth -- staging. If you want to connect to the cloud, then change it to the cloud. After successfully connection, you will find a environment file with access token and orchestrator URL. We will see commands to initialize, pack, publish the agents. Now we'll see about initialization. Once after building the code, we will run the UiPath init command to initialize our project, which creates a UiPath.json file, which contains input and output schemas and bindings. Once after completely building the code and initializing, run the command UiPath run main.py to run the process, and UiPath pack to pack the code, and UiPath publish to publish the code to orchestrator. Let's see how to install LangChain. Pip install UiPath LangChain. We'll use the following command to install the LangChain package, and to verify whether the LangChain package installed or not, we'll run the command UiPath -lv, which will display whether the LangChain package was installed or not. And pip install LangChain Anthropic, LangChain integration package for Anthropic models such as Claude. Similarly, if you want to install for GPT, you can change it to OpenAI. If you want to install it for Gemini, you can change it to Google Gen AI. Now we'll see about how to install Llama Index package. Run the command pip install UiPath Llama Index, which will install Llama Index package, Llama Index Python package. Now I'm handing it over to Mamata for the use case and demo.
Ganesh, what is the meaning of PIP? Does it have any full form?
Hello.
The piping operator.
It's
Hello.
Python package installer.
Yep, Python package install.
Am I audible?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, team.
Okay, so I'll explain the problem statement of the use case that we are going to build now. After that, we can continue with building the use case.
Yeah, Mamta.
You sharing your screen?
Mamta, in that case,
Uh-huh.
one more issue is that like when I checked my region, it is showing as India. So
Okay.
can I do that project with that region or
No,
not?
create a new tenant.
Correct. In the same organization, you can go
It's
to
not allowing to create.
admin and then create a new tenant. No?
No, it is not allowing.
Then
Maybe
you can
because
create one more organization with the same email address. That works too. It's
okay,
not that you cannot build this, it's just that you will have issues while running this because these LLM calls do not happen with the,
okay,
India is the region.
okay.
Okay?
Mamta. Then you can
Okay,
start.
so for today, right, we have come up with a simple use case, which is, HR multi-intent identification. Oh, so this can be used in, HR operations. So often employees send free text messages, right? Saying I need leave from so and so dates, I need a laptop. So this is to identify all the intents that are there in the input, right? So today's goal is to build this agent which identifies all the intents that are there in that user message. So we are only building this. So after agent identifies the intents, you can pass that to downstream process and then make that as a complete process. But today's workshop is only to cover the coded agent part. How it identifies the intents. So the input for this agent is going to be uh, one simple text, right? Saying something like this: I want to apply leave, and also I want to update my address. So and the agent that we are going to build it can identify multiple intents like leave request, asset request. Can you scroll down, Praneeth? Yeah, address update and expense. So we can increase this as well depending on the requirement. For now, this can identify intents among these four types. And so while we write the code, right, this is how it is going to look like. So we will have different nodes. So LangGraph, it uses nodes, and then we connect each node. So the first node is to extract the intents from the user message. And then, so if at all LLM is not able to identify the intents, it can even raise an exception, or it can get this validated with human. So we have built an action app as well, where agent can say that I was not able to identify the intent, please validate this and give me the right output. And then what do you want to do with the intents that are already identified, right? So these are the nodes that we are going to write. Nodes are, like, in typical terms, I can say them as functions. Each node performs a certain task. The first node is to extract the intents. This is where we will use GPT, and then send this message, ask the GPT to get us the intent. So output is going to be uh, like to be, I mean, it's going to be an array with all the requests that we will, I mean, with all the intents that are identified by an agent. And then there is this node where validate with human. So this is where if at all LLM was not able to identify what are the intents that are there in the user message, that's when it raises an action center task so that human can validate. And then how do you want to make use of your intents that are identified? So here we are just writing them, right? Saying this is the output. So yeah, so in this we are going to make use of LangGraph and then show how you make use of UiPath Action Center using the UiPath SDK in the same VS Code IDE. You will see that. Yeah. Okay, so if everybody's LangChain installation is completed, we can get into the code. We will also explain you the code first and then probably, give you the code in the chat. You can all take that and then, yeah, try and understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Praneeth.
I hope everyone has installed the UiPath LangChain package. Right? So, and also you can also go through this deck, right, to for the commands. So first we'll try to create agent. So the command is UiPath new. I think you can all open this page and then refer this. So I'll also be doing the same. New my agent. So which will create the main.py file and then a langgraph.json and the pyproject.toml files. Right. Yeah, cool. I think as you can see, we have all the three files created where we have langgraph.json. This is our actually graph. Graph is nothing but like the main.py file, which is where we'll create our graph. And then this is the default code which UiPath SDK generates, right? So we'll change this code. And then the pyproject.toml file will have the name of the agent and the version, and these all details will be used and dependencies. When you are publishing to the orchestrator, we can change the version numbers and all. Right. So next command will be, I hope everybody are following. The next command will be UiPath init. Yeah, before doing that, right? So we'll try to update this code. Yes, Mamata explained. I think we'll be today in today's session we are going to cover uh, the multi-intent identification agent, which takes input as user prompt. So this is on high level. This is the code for that. All right. Let me explain all the functions before sharing the code. So there are different the modules or the packages we'll be using. One is LangGraph, uh, where we have a state graph, start and end. These are the different classes. So start and end are nothing but it's a graph, right? So it will be the start of the node and start of the process, and this will be end of the process. In between, we'll be connecting this to a nodes, which are functions. And also from LangGraph types, we are using interrupt and command. So interrupt is basically to if you're having any like long running workflows, or if you want to create an action center and waiting for the task, so we use the interrupt command. Uh, and then this command is to once the task is completed by the user, it will resume it. And for creating actions center task, we are using UiPath.platform uh, uh, module. From that, we are using a create task function, right? And also, we don't need any external LLMs, right? We don't need any open API keys or as such, because since we are already going to connect with the UiPath
cloud environment. So it will use UiPath Azure Chart OpenAI, and which will consume a platform units or agent units, right? And also we have core messages, which will actually group all the user system prompts and the user prompts. So this is basically the LLM setup. UiPath Azure Chart OpenAI, and then inside that we are passing all the different parameters like model name, which model you want to use. I think you can also go to the
Venkat,
page.
is this the code that you were showing? Is it the auto-generated code for that LLM setup?
No, no, no,
And
no. This code actually we have created. I think we'll be sharing the code. This is not the auto-generated one.
okay, and what is this interrupt and command? You explained these are libraries related to
Yes, yes. It's
main
all in
existing
LangGraph. Yeah, yeah. It's all whatever
LangGraph library.
yes, library. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Team, if you have any questions, just please post in the chat. We can answer at the end. Um, so we have different models, right? So if you are using UiPath Azure Chat OpenAI, you can also always refer this UiPath GitHub page where we can where there are different types of like models. In GPT, we have different versions, mini and 4.0 models. Let me go back to the code. Yeah. So the graph state. So first step is like creating a schema, right? So the schema has the fields, like what are the input fields you'll be using. So the input will be the user prompt, and then the intents are basically the outputs, which is a list of intents. And then there are different nodes, right? So let's go to the place where we build the graph. So we are using state graph, right? So first to the graph, we need to add different nodes. So there are for each node, we'll be attaching a Python function, right? A definition. So first node is extract intents. Next node is validate with human. If there are no intent identified, it has to create an actions in a task, and then last node will be the root intents. So this is where you can, if you want to trigger an automation or if you want to do it's a downstream process. So this is basically how do we create the nodes, right? So now we need to form a graph. So each node we need to create an edge. So it's like a flow chart. So it starts and you will and then attach all the nodes and then connect with them with edges. So in edges also we'll have a different edge, like conditional edge and all, like maybe based on the previous node output, it has to take which path. So in this exercise, we are just going with a simple edge, like simple graph, right? So so this is pretty much the graph. How do we start? And it connects to extract intents, from extract to validate, validate to root, and root to end. So, and also you can see the age, I think the next commands which we execute, we'll also see the mermaid, like agent.mermaid diagram where you can also see the fishery flow chart, right? So how does that my agent will actual LangGraph looks like, right? So it's a simple command where you can, so this is how the flow should look like. Starts with extract intents, validate, root intents, and end. So each node is connected to a function. Let's see the function in detail. So extract intents, right? So we are passing the graph state. So actually this graph state, it holds the entire data of the, right? And this way we are providing the system prompt, right? How to, this is a system prompt, and then you're also mentioning these are the possible intents, and you're also mentioning strictly as a JSON format intents, it's an array format, and then confidence for each and every intent, right? And also you're passing the message state. State graph is already holding the data dot user prompt. So this will be your input. So next what we are doing is we are already defined LLM. So we need to invoke the LLM, and then we are using of human message, uh, uh, which will be providing the prompt, right? And then once LLM is invoked, you will it generates a response. So response.content will have your intents, right? So yeah, we're just using some simple regex and JSON passing. And then the next step will be the validate with human, right? This is where you use human in the loop. So if agent is not able to understand the user query or the message, right, it will intent trigger the actions and the type. So, so for this, in order to do that, we are using the interrupt function, right? And we use create task. So interrupt is basically maybe if you're familiar with the DU or stuff, we'll create an action center task and you will wait for it, right? You will wait until the task is completed. So we use wait for resume activity. Similar to that, it's kind of persistence. You're just holding the job, suspending the job until the user has completed that action, right? So for each create task, there are different parameters, properties you need to pass. So one is here we are using action app actually. So we need to mention the app name and then some title and the data, and then the orchestrator folder path and all, right? And once this actions data is action center is completed, you will fetch the data output from the user submitted data, and then make use of command function to update back to the state. So now we are updating the indents back to the state. And then route indent is just a simple function. Okay. So this is pretty much with the code, right? So what I'll be doing, I'll be sharing this code in the chat. So everyone, please, once your installation is completed, please please copy paste this whatever code I'm sharing into the main.py file, right? I think it is not. We do one thing. I'll just create a notepad. I think I have shared the text file in the chat, and also I'll also be sharing the UiPath app, which we'll be using in today's session. So I'll explain that app at the end. So meanwhile, we'll make sure the code is working fine, right? So everyone, please download those two files and save it in your local drive. Yeah. So let me copy this code, and this is the coded agent, right? So let me just. I think you'll since we already activated the environment, you should not see any error for the packages, right? If you're seeing any error, please try to press Control Shift P and then select the interpreter. So it should be your actual virtual environment, right? Yeah. So the next step is like, yeah, we have created the code. So we have the prompt in place. So let's connect your staging or the cloud environment, right? So we
Uh,
use the command.
so do we place that UiPath file in UiPath folder or somewhere else?
So which file you're talking about?
The multi-tenant file, the second one which you have shared.
Yeah, that just download and just keep it. I'll just explain it at the end where to
Okay.
upload it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we have created. We have used a command called UiPath new agent, right? Which created three files: LangGraph, JSON, main.py, and PyProject. So in main.py, you will see a default code, a standard code which is generated. Just try to clear that. Just clear it and then copy paste the code which have shared, right? And then next step is like we will try to authenticate to the cloud environment or the cloud environment. So UiPath auth. I'm using staging actually. If you're using cloud, you can just mention hyphen cloud. So I'm using staging, right? So which will actually uh, open a browser window if to authenticate, right? So you can see, yeah, it's doing a CLI authentication. The authentication is complete. So it which will ask me. So as you can see my screen, right? We already, I think in the browser it's just confirmed. So you're authenticated, and it's asking me the list of tenants available in that organization. So I'm selecting one of my tenant, right? So yeah, authentication is successful. So the next step is like we'll use UiPath init command, right? Which will create um, the different of the UiPath JSON files and other files as bindings. As you can see, it has created UiPath.json and bindings and entry points, and then the Mermaid diagrams, right? And also you can see there are some standard files which it creates like agent reference, agent guide, and all these things. .md files. So the but yeah, you can see the UiPath JSON file as well, right? And then it has created the Mermaid agent.mermaid. I think we already seen this the flowchart part. And also, if you observe, right, I think before after executing UiPath auth, there is an environment file created. So you can see which has access token, URLs, and tenant ID and organization ID. Okay, that is important because we are using UiPath Azure Chart OpenAI, right? So without authentication, we cannot make any LLM calls externally from Python code. So I think, yeah. So after this, yeah, now we are done with the authentication and building the code, right? So we need to now create an input, right? So so our input is user prompt. So we'll just create inside this folder, just create a file. Just click on this new file and then try to create input.json. Okay.
Aprani, sorry to intervene. Can you
Mm.
also put all the commands here in the chat quickly?
Yes.
Starting with UiPath init, auth.
Team, actually, you can also refer the commands in this page. If we also have all these commands over here. Like first command is I think we have used UiPath new my agent. Next UiPath authentication auth, and then next one is UiPath init. I'm also copying this in the chat. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, now let's test that agent, right? So we need to provide the input. So user score prompt. Sorry. And Narendra, please.
My question is towards understanding what exactly is the difference, like, in terms of when we utilize coded agents, right? I do agree with the with codes, like when you do a code, you can do complex thing. But like, I just want to understand, like, if you can show me what is the different code, like what actually you did, right? Which is different, like it's not possible through the low code or maybe the agent builder. I would like to understand that.
Yeah, actually, coded agents basically it's all flexibility, right? You can also use your open source packages because the normal autonomous agents or the which are creating the agent builder is just the prompt and your tools, which is available in your enterprise, right? So here we are making use of the external libraries and all. So in such cases, you can go with the coded agents.
What I understood, I believe in orchestrator, we do have like our option to bring our own model, right? And once we add our own model there, we can actually utilize that as well, like kind of using an external model. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
No, that is external LLM, right? That's bring your own LLM. Saying about.
Right.
Yeah, that is different. No? That is just a one part of it. It's just an LLM call. So if your organization is already having own custom LLM, you can also make use of that instead of using UiPath provided LLM. So the flexibility of code agent is where we can also use different libraries because Python is just an open source package. If you are want to use of different models or some kind of open source libraries, which is not which we cannot directly through this agent builder, right? So that is when this will be helpful.
Yeah, myself Jagravi, I am having a question in addition to that only because the whole concept of RPA is or the approach is like the approach which was there was low code, no code, like the idea of UiPath for the automation. So now this seems to be like up to what extent of coding knowledge this will require because the agent creation from the uh, cloud itself and the maestro user is still in aligned with that, but this seems to be little bit different with respect to the implementation because not everybody will be able to pick this up, right?
Correct. I think it's more or less you need to have a Python background and all. So if you're strong enough in that, then it's, that UiPath agent builder is more or less for the low code. You need less coding knowledge over there.
Hmm.
But Venkat,
Pranit, I
like
have one question.
So like
Do
it
we
will
have
need
any?
all like concepts like we have oops classification object. I mean, what it is going to be there like in order to use it, like up to what extent you need to know.
Uh, Actually, I think in terms of time, I think can we take the Q&A part at the end? Like, I think we'll complete the session, and then we can take the question
Sure,
answers
sure.
at the end. Yeah,
Sure.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think we have all executed the commands. So next we'll be testing the agent, right? So in order to do that, just create input.json. So where we'll give the user prompt. So this is basically intent, right? So let me just uh, give the input. or else I'll just, yeah. So in order to run this, right, so we use UiPath run agent. I'll share the command in the chat. Right. UiPath run agent. F. 1 minute. It's UiPath run agent -f input.json. So we are using the JSON file as input. So that's why we just provided -f, which indicates a file. So it has started. Yeah. As you can see, my LLM call is completed. You can also see the API calls. And this is the user prompt, and these are the list of intents which is identified from the user message.
Could you open that input.json once? I want.
Yeah, I'll also copy this
Okay.
input.json in the chat. So this is the JSON. Yeah, please create under this the project folder, not anywhere inside the environment. Think yeah. So we are. Think hope everyone are following and doing it side by side. Okay. So next we'll try to pack this code like using UiPath pack command. So before that, just we'll make sure. Just a minute. UiPath.
For me, it is showing as the unexpected error license not available for LLM usage. Can we fix that?
So are you using still the India region or?
No, for Europe only.
So do you have uh, the platform units or agent units in consumables? Think you can
No.
go to, let me just show you where to check that. Organization, licenses,
Okay.
consumables. So here you should see agent units, or if you're in a different licensing plan, it should be a platform units.
Okay.
So if you're not having this, then your LLM calls will not execute.
Okay. Okay. Let me check.
Yeah. So we'll do, yeah. So let's go to PyProject.file and then let's try to my first coded agents, code agent, and then so let's use UiPath pack command to. This is basically similar to where in Studio you just publish the code, right? It will create a nugget package. So this will also do the same. So UiPath pack. So I'll copy the two commands. UiPath pack, UiPath. So yes, so my Nugget package is created. You can see it's under UiPath folder, right? So now we'll do uh, publish to the cloud. So we use command called UiPath publish. So while publishing, it's similar to in Studio. It'll ask which feed you want to use. So we can select whichever feed you want. I'm going with tenant. Yeah, the package is successfully published.
Actually, Sai, on running this run agent command, actually, I'm facing this error, invalid JSON in the input file. Even though I have copied paste the same input JSON file, but I am receiving this error.
Okay.
I have copied pasted the same thing, but when on executing the run UiPath agent -f input, that command that you have pasted, it's showing me this error. Actually, I pasted in the chat also that
Can you
invalid JSON in
please,
the.
sorry, Somesh, can you place your input.json here in the chat and
Yeah,
validate
sure.
for your issue, right? And for the people whoever is getting issue with the graph state, right? Validation error with the graph state can initialize again and then run this.
Yeah.
That should solve the validation error with the graph state. Can we know?
UiPath back. UiPath publish. Team, for the commands, right? If you'll say if you have missed the chat, you can also go through this page where it'll have all the commands, like so UiPath pack to packaging for packaging, and then UiPath publish. So if you want to specify which feed you want to do publish it, you can also mention, or else it will give you different options. You can select one of it. Okay. So yeah, now my code is successfully published. Let's go back to the cloud. Orchestrator.
Do we need to add any OpenAI key? Like
Not required.
document? Okay.
Yeah, not required because we are already using UiPath LLM, right? So
Right.
it use agent units. You don't need any OpenAPI key.
If at all it is something else, you'll have
Yeah.
to use that. But now we are using this GPT, which is hosted already on your iPad Azure, so you don't really have to.
Thank you.
So you can see in the tenants, packages, and then agents. So you can see my code is successfully published, and you can also see the runtime as Python and different versions, right? So now we need to deploy this particular.
Praneeth,
Excuse me,
before
Pranit.
this, right?
We have to change any folder name or something in the code.
What do you mean by folder name?
Yes.
Where do you want to change?
So you want to change that. So here
Okay, in the code, okay.
you can use it as shared or something because the application, if you are using I think if we'll test Action Center part, I'll explain it later. So yeah, change the folder name as well. Thank you. Actually, I missed that.
Praneeth, can you show that UiPath.json file quickly? People who are facing this graph
Yes.
state error, they're not input.json, UiPath.json. No, where do we see this
Mamta,
input?
for that only we have to change
LangGraph.
the folder name. When we are getting that state error, we have to change the folder name.
No, folder name is only used when, when it is invoking the action app. Otherwise, it's not really required. Yeah, that is where your action app is published. That is the folder path.
Yeah, everyone please, before publishing, just change this folder path.
Or
Yes.
Praneeth, I can create the same folder. If I have already published, I can create the same folder with your name, and then I think it will
Yes,
be good,
yes,
right?
yes.
Cool.
Yes,
You can
exactly.
create the folder and create a process inside that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, if there is any error, right, we can still republish the code, no issues. So, uh, yeah, now we'll proceed with the executing it from orchestrator. So before that, since we already published the package to the orchestrator, we need to just add it as a process. My first coded agent, right? Uh, and also you can see the inputs.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Um, while publishing, it just asked me which folder that I want to publish. I selected my workspace, so that should be fine, right?
Yeah, if you selected my workspace, the process should be automatically created.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think.
So even it has the code has your name as the folder. That's not a problem.
Um. Okay.
That's right. I mean, it shouldn't be the problem. It's only when you want to, use your action app. That's when you
Then
will
it
have to
will.
create a folder called Praneeth, or you can change the folder name to shared. I think that would be the default folder. You will
Uh,
see. You can use that.
or else you can republish it with
Okay.
tenant feed and create a process.
I can package it again and publish again, right?
Yes.
With a new folder name. Okay.
Packaging is not required. You can just publish it.
Okay.
You
Fine.
can
Okay.
execute publishing by selecting the different feed. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
So I think yeah, I'll just create it. And yeah, so you just need to provide. Okay, before cancel it. So just run this job, my first coded agent. And also, in order to run this, right, we just need the serverless settings. So you need to add uh, serverless robot. So we are using cloud robots. So in order to do this, you have to go to tenant and then go to machines, and then you need to basically add cloud robot serverless and then provision that machine. So once that machine is created, just provide the template name and then just click provision. Once that is done, uh, go to uh, the folder and then go to settings and go to machines. Uh, Click on manage machines and then you try to select that machine template and click update. Since I've already added, it's showing me that. So that's the process. So let me run this workflow. Trigger is I'll just update the user prompt and start. So it's waiting and then it should ideally start. Yeah, started. It's basically installing all the dependencies. Dependencies installation done. Yeah, my execution is successful. So these are the intents. I hope everyone are following, and if there are any doubts, just post in the chat. So next part, I think, yeah, we need to just a minute.
Can you
Maybe I'll
show
give
the
some time.
serverless setting for the folder once again?
Yes, I'll do that. I think if you already created the machine template, you have to go to settings in the folder, go to machines, and then add that machine.
Pranit, for serverless, we don't need the unattended license, right? It's like then the serverless machine will
Not required.
need not required, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's like, see, in real time, right, when we deploy these kind of coded agent solutions, like how right now, we are hard coding these tools, right, of the input JSON what we are giving, right? But
Mhm.
in real time, if those, how we will update, how we will give those inputs to these coded agents, like dynamically.
Right now, you have published as a process, right? You can invoke this process as a job, and then you can provide the inputs dynamically, right? So you don't need to hard code it. That's why we created arguments.
Okay, I can give as an arguments to this process.
Yes, you can use run job activity if as a part of your automation. Yeah, and you can use this deploy process.
Even in our agent builder over here, we can call this
Manikant,
agent as
actually, sorry, we can take the questions at the end. We have
sorry,
some more part to
sorry,
cover. Yeah, we can take it there. Yeah,
sorry for that. Yeah, please go ahead.
sure. Sorry for that. Uh, so the next part is like action center part, right? Mm, so, since we already, I think initially I've shared the dot UiPath app file. So we need to go to UiPath apps and then create. So here basically you need to import that app, right? And then click on create. So since I already have this, and also make sure the app version, I think currently I'm having 8. Maybe if you're having a different version, please change this app version in this code and make sure the folder is correct and try to pack and republish the code again to orchestrator, right? So this is a simple app we have created. It's an action app. So where we have two different boxes, user prompt and the intents. So in Action Center, it will just display the user prompt. User has to manually type or the intent and then submit it, right? So here we'll use the action schema where we create input and output properties and then the outcomes. And also we need to uh, tag this action properties to the actual text boxes and the buttons, right? So basically here we need to update the user prompt for this, and then this is action properties dot intents, and for the submit button we are using submit action as a whenever it's clicked, so it will just submit. So once it is done, all right, we need to publish this. You have to click on publish, and then I think it's already published, so it will show you a version, and then you can click on publish. Let me do that. Right, so I think it is publishing, and it's asking for me. Yeah, if you want to deploy, yeah, you can just click on deploy now, which will take you to the orchestrator. Yeah, I think it's showing me the new version. I just need to upgrade it to the new. Yeah, it is done. So I'll go back to my code. I think this is the app part. So you need to publish into the specific folder. So initially, yeah, if you, I think that is with the app. So I think in my case, the app is already present here, right? If you are not seeing your app in the folder, I think I'll just try to remove this and then I'll try to deploy the app. So while deploying app, you have to search with the app name, multi-intent identification app, right? And then click on deploy. Okay. So there's that. So now I'll go back to my code since my app version has been changed. So I'll change this. I'll go to terminal. So I'll go back to my previous terminal and then I'll do UiPath pack. Before that, I need to change my version, right? Okay. Sorry, I think it's not the code. Yeah. Let me change the. If you're not changing the version, it'll not be able to publish because the same versions already exist. So I need to just pack it. Path pack. Let's take some time. Yeah, it is done. Path publish. Okay, okay, has published successfully. So I'll update my process. Confirm. So let me try to run this again. So this time I'll just give a different intent. Use a prompt. I want, let's say, email access. Right. Start. Because this is not as part of our context, right? So it should actually create an action center item. Starting dependency is completed. Yeah, so as you can see my screen, I think it has not identified any intents because it's not in the relevant context. So it has created an action center app, right? And you can see the job is suspended since we have used that um, the command, right? So we have used interrupt command. It is suspended and it's waiting for the user to complete the action, right? Yeah. So let's go to action center. Yeah. Yeah, it is created. So just assign it to self and then since it is not uh, in the required intents list, so we'll just mention it as others and then submit, right? So once it is done, and then your process should ideally resume, right? So it's resumed. This is where the command function will be used to update back to the state that, yeah, user has confirmed the intents and then it'll proceed further. Yeah, so the intent is other. So this is pretty much like how we use a human in the loop from the coded agent, right? Yeah, I think that's all from the demo perspective. Yeah, Sandeep.
Actually, I have a question regarding the costing.
Mhm.
What is the difference between the coded agent costing as well as uh, the agent that we have developed, that we are just UiPath that provide by using the framework?
I didn't get that. What's the question?
Okay, I just want to the costing. Uh, is there any
Costing.
difference with costing difference with the coded if we have deployed the coded agent or if we have
No, it's all
built?
on the LLM call, right? We are using here only single LLM call, so it's pretty much one agent unit it will consume. So it depends
So,
on how many LLM calls you are making.
and apart from that, the costing are same.
Yeah, and also you need um, this cloud serverless, right? The robots to execute this agent. So that is also you might need the robot units.
Okay, suppose if we implement the context grounding here, the
Yeah.
LLM
Yes.
would
That
be
that
having.
again will be another additional cost.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends on how many queries or how many retrievals you are doing from the context. So each retrieval it's costed one agent unit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Pranit, can you give me the use case, one use case where it is desirable to use this coded SDK? Means instead of framework, we should use this
So which framework you're talking about? Like
UiPath frame. Instead of building agent on UiPath framework, we should go for this coded LangChain SDK agent.
okay. So it's actually okay. Generally, with the normal autonomous agents, yeah, we just use the existing tools and integrations which UiPath is providing, right? So, but here, as I said, if you're having any open-ended libraries or if you're making use of any ML models or something, right? So you can go with this coded agents because it's all flexible, right? So you can use like whatever the modules or you want to use because in there is no if you're using autonomous agents it's not that flexible, right? So like it's just a low code thing where you provide a prompt and then you use existing tools, but with the help of coded agents you can make use of the different open source packages.
Venkat, I have a question. If we are building the same workflow in the low code using UiPath Maestro agent low code builder, and and the same code is again rebuilt in the normal coding format which we have discussed here, is there any difference in the AI units consumed when we are running
Sorry,
it?
actually here it will not consume any A units, it's agent units. So
Sorry, agent. Yeah.
okay, if you're okay created a code agent and you've published to the orchestrator, so you're calling that agent from Mastro, right?
No, no, I'm
Or
not asking that. I am building a same code. Same, there is
Mhm.
an ABC use case. I built it that in the using the agent builder. I published it and I'm using the same code. I built it over the coded agents. So, coded agent in the sense I am
see,
writing a proper code.
it's all based on LLM calls. Like if it's always it depends. Like it's only one LLM call. It doesn't matter if you use code agents or autonomous. It's always one agent unit.
Okay, so there is no difference in the agent units that's being consumed. So
If you are
it's
using
just
Mastro, then yeah, obviously I think Mastro is having a separate licensing plan because it's all based on the tasks and events, right? So that will have a different licensing concept. I think we can check the licensing page
okay.
on
Could you
that.
please share the link here? So you mean task and events will be counted there, and here it is based on the LLM calls.
Yes,
Agent
yes,
units consumption. Okay. Could you please
yes.
paste the link over here? Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
And Naren, here, quick questions, right? Few of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Um, First one is regarding execution of agents, right? Do we always need cloud robots to run our agents?
Mm, yes. I think yeah. Currently, the agents supporting cloud serverless only. Then we cannot run it in unintended mode.
Okay, and that too consumes some robot units, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Another question is in terms of human in loop, right?
Hmm.
I believe where a task got created in the task center and then you provided a response. I mean, is there any training which is happening like next time, let's say?
Yeah,
Mhm.
actually, we have something called if you go to autonomous agents, right? We have something called agent memory. So
Okay.
I think that is stored just for 3 months of time. So whenever a similar task is created, it will try to skip the human in the loop part. I think yeah, as part of core agents also there is a memory concept in the LangGraph. We
Hmm.
can make use of it. I think we have not added that as part of this code, but yeah, we can do that. We can also there is a separate academy, right? LangChain Academy. We can go through all those different features available.
I believe, I mean, the code which you showed, right? It is using the LangGraph, and same way if we opt for some other framework, maybe
Hmm.
Langsmith or something else, then the coding approach and some syntax will also get changed, right?
Yes, yes, it will change.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it will change. Yes,
All right. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, hi Venkat, Saurabh this side. And can we replicate this same use cases with the help of inbuilt activities also, which comes with agentic AI packages? Can we do with that also?
So, so what sort of act you're talking about the Gen AI activities?
Yeah, Gen AI activities also, and I don't have more knowledge. Maybe there
Maybe,
would be
maybe,
enough.
maybe this use case, I think you can relate with. There is something called activity called categorize in Gen AI. So
Yes, yes, right.
you can also provide different categories like similar to
Mm-hmm.
leave request or whatever you created, right?
Understood. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we
No, I
can make
think
use of it.
he's
So
referring
that
to
will.
the no code agents, probably, Praneeth. Shadow, if you
Okay.
want to do it with no code, you can go to Agent Builder in your iPad Studio, right? I mean,
Okay.
Studio Web. You
Okay.
can build
One
your
Okay, so
agent
we
question.
with
can replicate
just
this same.
prompt.
We can
Yep.
replicate the same Python use cases without Python also in UiPath Agent Builder, as you told,
Correct. In your iPad Agent Builder, you can write the prompts and
with
then
the
it,
activities only, with the uses of activities,
no,
right?
I mean, it's just a prompt you will have to write.
Okay, prompt type. Okay.
Yeah. In
So
your
where we
cloud,
need
you'll
to
see
actually.
UiPath
Maybe
Studio
I can quickly
workflows.
show that if
Yeah.
we
Okay.
have.
And for example, there is I have seen one tool also N8N that is different. Okay, can we integrate N8N that is
So
used
we
for
have
building?
BPMN, not N8N, but it is similar to N8N. So
What
which
is
is
the name? That
Maestro, right? So you will create workflows.
in Maestro. Okay, UiPath
Yeah.
Maestro. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So here is where you create that agent, right? So
You're
you
not
will go to
sharing your
studio.
screen, Pranit.
Sorry.
Mm.
Because the thing is ki Python is not that difficult to use, but the thing is ki it requires so much of documentation understanding. You need to go through rigorous documentation. Then from that documentation you need to have the complete knowledge of all the libraries. So sometimes it's difficult to correlate with all the libraries. Otherwise Python is not that difficult to
Yeah,
cope it up.
yeah, this is basically the interface, right? So in Studio Web, you can create the agent and we can make use of even you can use autopilot to generate the default
Mm-hmm.
system and user prompts. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is
Yes,
where you
nowadays we
create
can use
the
this.
low code.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There is autopilot and
Do
stuff.
Praneeth, one question. So let's say this is a simple use case where it's a straightforward, but let's say we
Yeah.
have a transaction based process where I want to invoke my code multiple times. Let's say agent, right?
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah.
first transaction is there, I want to invoke, then the second transaction comes, and then so how it's gonna run? Like, so we need
So
the serverless for that. I mean,
so yeah. Let's say you're using RE framework, right? A
right,
typical
right,
okay.
correct,
So in the process transaction state, you can we are deploying this as a process, right? You can
right.
use run job activity.
Run job, run agent or
No. Earlier we have a run agent. I think now it's combined with a run job.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
wherein we have different execution modes. If you are expecting any output from the agent, right?
Hmm,
So
hmm.
there are different options. You just fire and forget, like you are not expecting anything from agent, or you want to
Correct.
suspend the job or wait until the job completion. There are different execution modes. You
Okay.
can make use of it. It will create another job until unless then your main job will be in suspended state. So once the
Hmm.
agent is completed, it will continue.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Thanks.
Venkat, if possible, can you once showcase us one agentic workflow where you all the agents have been called or their activities? And one more question I'm adding here. So when we need to go through the testing also, will it follow the same testing approach that we were using with the traditional RPA UiPath workflow?
Yeah, actually in the agent will mostly use evaluations, right? So we have different evaluators. Uh, as you can see in on my screen,
Okay.
um, we have a default evaluator. You can also use exact match or JSON similarity, or you can also use LLM as a judge semantic similarity.
What is
So
this
you,
evaluation?
yeah,
I might be seeing it first time.
yeah, okay. So once you create the agent, right? So we need to provide some inputs, and you're expect it might use some tools and all. It will provide the output.
Yes.
So we created different input sets, different variations. Like generally in RPA, use happy path or exception path or different edge
Yes. Yes. Yes.
cases.
Yes. Yes.
So you wanna add all those inputs to the agent evaluation set, and then you can test it with different models. Let's say right now I'm using GPT, or you wanna use Anthropic, or you wanna use Gemini. You wanna compare results with different models, whichever is giving best. So you will choose
So
that model.
basically, in the traditional way that test cases are there, so here test cases
Yes.
are getting replaced with the models. Different models we need to.
Yeah, model is one, but you will create a multiple different evaluation sets. Like so, you create some default some happy path cases, or if you want to add some exception cases and all, you will create a different evaluation set. Under each evaluation set, you're going to add the inputs and outputs, and also in evaluators, you can clearly mention on what you want to evaluate, because agent will give you different output fields, right? So let's say I want to
Mm-hmm.
evaluate only on this parameter, on this field,
Mm-hmm.
particular field. You can mention that while you're creating evaluation set, because
So
it
basically,
will
these
just
are the
ask.
parameters
Yeah.
on which we are basically testing or judging our
Yes.
agent's
Yes.
performance, right?
Yes. 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 Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Pranit, so after publishing the coded agent, this type of workflow UIS agent file is created on the platform after publishing.
See,
If we
coded
publish the
agents.
coded agent,
Yeah, coded agents will create only the nugget package, right? It's not a UIS file. It's just like normal RPA workflow. It just create a package in the tenant, right? I think already I've seen that. It can also see it here. So it's a nugget package only. It's not UIS file. UIS file is where you create a solution in UiPath Studio Web.
so for this nugget package, the evaluation how it will be done means we have
No,
to
no, no, that's
configure it.
yeah, that's completely different, because that evaluation you have to do it in your local. But this is only evaluation is this. This is for the autonomous agents, low code agents, which you created in Studio Web.
Okay, so it will be done by LangChain, LangGraph, LangIndex, Llama Index. So how the evaluation will be done with the coded agent?
Coded. Okay. So it's basically testing, right? You can provide different. You can also create different test cases, right? And you can also invoke that particular package, whatever you have created using run job activity, and you can test with different set of data. You can also make use of
Langsmith, you can use
yeah,
the Langsmith. So for observation, and I mean, you can
yeah,
run it multiple
monitoring.
times, observe, monitor, and then once it is like ready to move into the production, then you deploy. But before that, you have to make sure that it's passing all of your cases. But that's gonna be in Python. You can't
Yes,
use
not in UiPath.
yeah.
Yeah, currently it's
Okay,
not
so
supported
I have
here.
to take use of Langsmith.
Yeah, Langsmith, you can observe your output and everything and trace and everything which you can like UiPath is providing inbuilt traceability, which where you can see all the calls of LLMs and everything. But if you're using the Python, you can use the Langsmith as well in like to observe your output and everything. But that's like if you are totally using your code in Python.
Okay, so there won't be any trace of that evaluation on the UiPath framework. It will be
For
there?
Yeah, for if you're using like agentic builder, then and you have created an agent using agentic builder, then you can use the observability inside the UI path which Praneeth had showed you, right? Different LLM as a judge and all those evaluators you can use. But if you have like a Python based code, because you did not write anything in the UiPath agent, right? So you wrote everything in the Python. Now you want to test your script, so you can use either Langsmith or like all other like Python test cases using like Python package for the test. Okay.
That's absolutely
Okay,
correct.
thanks.
Thanks, Mohit, for
And
again
Mohit, one more
explaining.
question here. When we are using these no code slash low code agentic workflows or libraries, or so in that case also, are we using any the, this frameworks like LangChain, LangGraph? So how are these frameworks being used in uh, this no code uh, development of workflows, agentic workflows?
I think guys we are mixing I think two things here. So see if you want to use just low code, no code, right? Agentic
Okay,
builder, you can
okay,
create you have to write the prompt, system prompt, user prompt. You will get your output, everything inside the UI path, and you don't want to use extensively like Python code and the case is not that complex. So forget about the coded agent. You just have to use the agentic UiPath agentic builder, build your agent, test your agent using your evaluators, publish it. You can run it from anywhere, right?
so
You
in that case, Mohit, we are not
Mhm.
using any such frameworks like LangGraph and
No,
LangChain.
you don't have to use. So LangGraph and you might have heard AutoGen, Crew AI. These are
Yes, yes.
completely different, but UiPath is providing you the flexibility to use those frameworks within the UiPath so that for more complex case, you can utilize those framework along with the UiPath, functionality, such as you can publish your code into the UiPath and all those kind of things.
For
All
that,
right.
if we want to use
Yeah.
those frameworks, do we need to
No.
do any
Mhm.
configurations or any dependency we need to
You
call it?
don't have to. No, if you are not using any external, framework, then you don't have to use any of these settings which we just saw, like which Praneeth showed us, right? That you have to create the TOML file or the input JSON or anything
Yes, yes.
related
So
like
these
that.
well, basically these frameworks only use when we are dealing with Python use cases or
Python
Python
use
libraries,
cases, exactly, like all those difficult case if you want to do, and
complex
if you
use
have,
cases.
right,
Understood,
right.
understood, understood. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Thank you so much, Mohit.
So Mohit, UiPath will just provide the cloud service when we are using the coded agent as if other cloud services are. And am I correct?
Secretary, yes, like see, you're building your coded agents in your, your IDE in your machine that is not from, UiPath Cloud or anywhere. So, building coded agents in your IDE is something different than agent builder that is there uh, in UiPath Cloud.
Yes, agree, totally agree. But if I build the coded agent and
Yes.
I use the other cloud services also, then it will be similar like deploying it on UiPath, right?
See, yes, but see, we are giving an opportunity to convert your coded agents as a NuGet package, and then you can integrate that NuGet package in UiPath Cloud Platform, right? So,
It's all as part of your automation if you wanna use it as a process, right? So maybe it's like intermediate step. I wanna use agent to make some decisions or something, then you can make use of it. Let's say since UiPath is just enterprise as an enterprise platform, it's not only the agent, it has different capabilities. So you can also just plug this as part of your automation. And then you can
So
also make use of UiPath LLM, which is Azure Chat OpenAI, which it consumes uh, the agent units, right? So you don't need to purchase any separate licensing plan or something, right? So you can ready-made use it.
okay, thanks.
Yeah. Also, team, you can also share your thoughts, I think, on the QR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one query. So myself Jagrivi. So as I was mentioning in the session, like this will be required at least some amount of extent of coding, basic knowledge and all. But up to what extent do we going like are we going to need it? Because the whole concept of like the till now the approach was like majorly it was low code and no code, whether it is automation, RPA, bots, or agents. But this seems to be little bit different verticals. So can you suggest on that?
yes,
Uh,
yes, Jagravi. So,
yep,
Mamata,
you
you'll
can go ahead.
explain or?
No, no, no,
Yeah,
you take it. It's okay.
yes, Jagravi, till you had your question is to what extent an individual should know
Yeah,
about,
like it is just
yes,
like this is a completely different vertical because till now what we used
yes,
to
yes,
heard or implement is like a low code no code approach. But
yes,
here
yes, I'm coming
now,
to that.
yeah.
Yeah, so uh, till now it was low code, no code, yes, and we have also agent builder in UiPath Cloud Platform, right? If you want to build agent in low code environment, you can
Yes,
utilize that.
yes. That
And
we have
also
done like
this
using
is
Maestro
yeah,
and yeah.
this is somewhat we are giving more opportunities to the people around the globe. That means if there is an individual who can build agents, and if there will be some individual who doesn't who wants to control the logic and the agent's execution, right? They want to custom build the agent and integrate it to
Mm-hmm.
UiPath organization. So for that kind of people, it would be beneficial, this coded agent. So you can also you also have the state management of your agent, and also the external integrations that your agent would do. It's like
Yes.
you have the building blocks, and you can use that and build anything of your desired outcome, right, according to your organization. Consider there's
Yes.
a very complex uh, business operation or business process that cannot be simply put into this text, so that you can give it to the agent builder, and that can give build you an agent.
Hmm. But
The for this, yes,
yeah,
So,
yeah. So
so
just to add,
to add to that, right, Jagvi, you still have no code, low code, right? It's just an
okay.
extension to that. It's not
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we're
So
moving
like
away
my
from
just
no code, low code.
yeah.
Huh.
So my just an add-on question is be like the majority of the focus of the industry will be inclined towards which approach? Because in the bots we have seen the inclination towards unattended bots more. But
Mm-hmm.
with respect to licensing and with respect to the capabilities, because this can like this, if a person who can code just by some few lines it can work like wonders, I mean, this functionality. So
Mm-hmm.
how much it will impact then other functionality of that like low code agents, or like, and the applications like standard applications like ServiceNow and all those things, the frameworks will be there with respect to basic implementation, or in future it is going to shift towards this approach more, I mean.
No. It is going to be there with your low code, no code as well. It's just
Okay.
that, whoever is proficient with coding, whoever wants to bring their own models and then, make use of coded agents, they can still do it, you know.
Okay. Okay.
But people who are not very familiar with Python or any other coding
Hmm.
language, they can still go for no code, low code, right? We have agent builder for such people.
Yes.
So this also, right, only in terms of complex use cases is when we choose coded agents, or if people really, I mean, are good with Python and they want to do with Python, then they can do that and then make use of our platform too,
Yes.
right? That's the idea behind coded agents.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Okay, then thank you so much for joining in. Have a nice rest of the day.
Yeah, thanks
Bye
team for
bye.
the wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you team for the wonderful
Thank you
session.
everyone for your
Your
time.
Thank you
valuable
all.
time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Ma?
Praneet, can we have your LinkedIn on the chat?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I'll be ending the meeting now.